Hello everyone, this is a spoiler-free review of the LEGO Star Wars The Last Jedi Ahch or Ahch Island Training. I don't care how you pronounce it, whichever way works for me. I think that most people are most interested in the minifigures in this set, so I'm going to start with those. When I say I'm going spoiler-free, I mean I'm not going to reveal any plot points of any substance that you wouldn't be able to pick up just from looking at the box of the product or from watching, the officially released trailers. If you don't want to hear or see or know anything about the movie whatsoever because you haven't seen it yet and you just want to stay completely clear, then you shouldn't be watching videos, seeking out and actively watching videos that are related to the movie or its products whatsoever. Between these two figures, obviously the old man Luke is the one that folks are going to be more interested in, and I think they actually did a really good job on this one. I totally see older Mark Hamill's face in that, and yet it just adheres to the LEGO standard for minifigs with the proportions of the eyes and the placement and the spacing of the eyes relative to the mouth and everything. It's really well done. I think maybe they could have brought in just a little bit more gray into the hair just in general, but I think that for the colors that they have available and for doing just a single color hair piece, wow, lots of tousling to that one. That's good stuff. And his cape is the newer, softer material that flows nicely, doesn't crinkle up very much, and that's also in dark tan. He has a non-lethal weapon there for the sake of training in this set, and I've also equipped Rey over there with her standard staff weapon, but they do include Luke's saber in this that you can use with either one, entirely your choice. It has the nice bright silver painted hilt on it, but the one that I got unfortunately has just a little bit of speckling in it. It's not supposed to, it just wasn't painted up all that well. But two perfectly good figures, and I think that they make for good reasons to get this set, even if you're not that interested in the build. There's more to see here, though. You have an alternate face for Luke and the alternate face for Rey, and there's a good look at the rear print for the torso of Luke, which almost looks like it could be used on a front if you want to just change things up a little bit, to have an alternate Jedi in white robes, pop the arms off carefully, just swap things around. That's something you could do. Do note that if you have never done a pop and swap on LEGO minifigures with the arms, though, you will tend to lose a little bit of friction in the arms if you do that, if you're not super careful or make some changes. But I just wanted to offer up that option as something that looked like it could be done, or looked like it could be done. Oh, cringe. Worst pun ever. Another thing that's worst ever was the overreaction of the internet to the introduction of porgs in one of the trailers. They're really not that big of a deal. They're birds. They're wildlife, and LEGO made a little one here. Uses a BB-8 head with a print that goes all the way around it, and the rest of it is just brick built. It's fine. There's only one of them included in the set, but I think it's a cool little thing. I think it's appropriately sized, appropriately built, and I'm glad to get it. As for the main build, I think this looks really nice. I think it really came out well. Good use of the angles that they used. They're trying to approximate a very rounded structure here, and they used a lot of straight-sided slopes, but I think they go together well. A handful of stickers are also used to add a little extra texture. They switch back and forth between the two grays and bring in a little bit of dark tan as well. And I think that's all just really tastefully done. You have a couple different levels of terrain here, and that's good. I like it. They also have a cloth, again using that same newer, softer cape style material, cloth for the entranceway, so you can just slide that off to the side if you want. Just a small little fire out front, and you have kind of a training area off to the side, and you already saw this in at least one of the trailers where Rey was just doing some moves over here, so they've just put in the simplest of feature. Doesn't even have anything actually attached to it, so you just put your finger on it and just move her back and forth, which I think is a perfectly fine thing. If you want to just leave it static, you can angle it anywhere you want, and if you want to play with it, you can. This rock here can be moved out fairly easily, so if you just bring the lightsaber down, or if you want to use force reassemble, or if you want to use just the staff weapon that she has, that can be used here as well. But just knock that over. It's no big deal. This has within it, again, not a plot spoiler at all. This has within it a crystal, not a spoiler. We don't even see this in the movie. It's just something that Lego added in. Maybe it was just their imagination. Maybe they saw something in a concept, didn't show up. Not a spoiler whatsoever. Let's take a look at the back of this thing. Here's another thing that's not a spoiler. There are multiple huts on Ahch or Ahch, and this doesn't necessarily have to be Luke's in particular. It could be another one, but it's just showing one of the small little domiciles on that island, and they actually exist in the real world. I think they just aren't furnished quite the same as these were for the movie. You can take actually the entire roof off, which lets you get really easy access into this thing, and it's just showing simple sleeping space with a bed that's done perfectly fine. You can actually bring that up to give you a little more space to pose your figures in there, and there's a table, and it's like kitchen stuff. It's just regular home related stuff, nothing too fancy here. There's a little disassembly you can do over here. You can pull this up, and then within there you just find some cherries, some green unripe cherries. No big deal, just all stuff related to food preparation and just living comfortably, and as comfortably as you can in a stone hut. There is a little bit of an action feature built into this. It's really simple. Just uses this little Technic lever that sticks out, and you just push against that. I'm pushing in that direction away from us, and it just pops a little bit of the wall out just to create a little bit of damage, so you can use that for imaginative play or whatever you want to do with that, just to have something else to do. It doesn't feel like it really adds that much value to the thing, but it's there. And then over here is just intended to be a perch for a porg, and you could put the porg wherever you want, or you can just leave it off. There's also an interesting flat space up here at the top. It looks like it's designed for something in particular, but I couldn't figure out what exactly to do with that. You could use it, I guess, as a porg nest and just barely fit in there a little bit, or oh great, now he's kind of stuck, so I'm gonna have to just drop him out. You could put a rock up there. It kind of fits in, doesn't fit all the way. I don't know exactly what it's for, but maybe you can figure something out. Spoiler alert, Snoke is a puppet and the porgs are the real Sith Masters. It is not the truth at all, not even a little bit. Overall, it's just a nice little set, a really nice display piece, nice collectible. Comes with a very, I think, future valuable figure, and yeah, it's pretty well executed. It doesn't try to do too much, doesn't try to be too full of play features. The features that are there are not intrusive. They don't make the set look bad. The only thing that I don't like here is the price. In the US it's $30, and I feel like it should be $25, and then it would be a nice value. But price to part ratio, and also just the overall size of the thing, I think says $25 to me. So personally, I would recommend waiting for this to come down in price if you can hold off, if you can prevent yourself from just buying it immediately to get that Luke. I can't blame you if you do just go ahead and pay the $30 or whatever it costs in your country. It's not a bad set. I just think it's slightly overpriced. But that's it for my look at this set and my thoughts about it. Thank you for watching, and I have many more reviews to bring you, so I'll be talking to you again soon.